Well folks, Peter back again. We're down here at the development block. It's just looking very nice. There's a bit of smoke going up there. There's a tiny little dozer there somewhere. Just one of those beautiful mornings. Now we've got the boys here, it's John and Phil. They've been digging a trench and we're using this new trenching bucket, and I happen to bring some coffee along for them, and I think they're in as good a mood as I'll find them today after they got a coffee in them.
Smoko Dean arrived.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
That's alright. Now it's bribery, Phil, because I want you to jump in that hole there and show me how deep it is, because I don't think people will believe me.
You shouldn't have asked me after morning tea.
Now hang on.
Fit.
Now listen, you're higher than me there.
Yeah.
But I'm 6 foot something, and you're...
Oh, I'm 5'7".
5'7". So righto, jump in that hole. Now, do you reckon the pudding will fit down the hole? You reckon you get your pudding down there?
Before morning tea, I would have.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, you think that's deep enough, Phil?
Yeah, I think we shouldn't reach it with the D11 too easily, but...
Well...
The electrical cable's going in, and then we'll put about 500 in of dirt and then poly. So we just wanted the poly low enough to not rip it up with the dozer or whatever. We
got 1.2 on the dozers, the rippers, haven't we? In their normal length, so this will be well underneath that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's good.
The only downside is we don't want to fix a joiner or something like that.
Don't want any joiners down there? No, they're horrible to fix once you do that. And there's, what, another 250 metres or more up to John's house?
Yeah, yep. And then from the board of the meter box, that's 400 metres.
So from there, back up, you'll use this same hole, won't you?
Yeah.
So from there, up to that power pole and meter box there, which is another 200 metres. And then the shed site's another 100 or 50, 150, 200 from there. So anyway, that's a rough idea. What's going on? What are you doing, John, apart from drinking my coffee?
Fixing a hydraulic leak.
Oh yeah, there's always a few of them with this sort of stuff in there.
Yep.
Yes. Oh well. And what other scandals happening before I go and jump on Tiny Tot?
Yeah, we finished the septic yesterday, and we're filling in the trenches over there near the shed, new shed and old shed and silos in Donga.
Yeah, right. I better go home and get some footage of that, eh? There should be a trench going on the left here. That trench that Phil's digging there now should come right up here to the meter box here. And that's what happens when I have to put my seatbelt on now. So yeah, we're putting metric pipe in, which is a little bit thicker wall, can handle a bit more pressure. We made a bit of a blooper there. They measure it on the outside diameter, whereas rural they measure it on the inside. So we got 1.25 inches, but it's actually the inside diameter is going to be pretty well near the same as what inch rural would be. So anyway, I think it'll still do the job. But so that's had. The electrical was put in about 1 metre, 1.2, and then covered in to about 700, and then the pipe was put in, or the pipes. So, and that's going all the way up to the Donga. The septic tank has gone in Donga here. So that's all been filled, covered in, the plumbing's been done. There, we had the plumber out yesterday. That's all been fitted up. The air conditioning has been fitted. So we're not far off being ready.
Well guys, Phil here. We're giving you just a bit of an update as to where we're up to with the trench. We've gone down to the bore down there, and it's going to be electrical cable running to that meter box. So I've just got to dig that out this morning. And then we've got the poly pipe. It's going to come from there back to the bore, and we're going to get our bore water from there. We don't want to be ripping it up or doing anything like that, so I thought I'll go deep just because I can, and hopefully we won't have any dramas there. So yeah, we don't have much more to go.
We are here at the development block. So that's a good old size. So that'll be today's job, is trying to get all the cable down there, and all the cable's got to be run through all the conduit, and then also the pipes going through there. So it will be a fairly full day, I think. I've just got to tidy up a bit of stuff here, so I'll get rid of the light tower and yeah, clean up a bit of that stuff around there, and I think ready to put the power straight to here. Well guys, we've done a little bit of tidying up. I did start a time lapse, but I had to move the ute and muck around, so that didn't work very well. But we've yeah, that's all sort of ready to go. A lot of that stuff we're going to reuse. The power box there is going to be reused. We probably could take the jet pump back up and just put it in the shed, because we shouldn't need that. But yeah, we've got all the hose that was here tidied up. We've taken the yeah, the float switch out and all the stuff there. We'll just have to work out how we want to get this pipe out of the ground. There's a couple of different pipes that we'll need to pull out, but there's probably about maybe 4,000 litres of water still in here, and we want to move the tank eventually. So what we're doing is just going to put maybe 2,500, 3,000 litres in the water trailer there, and yeah, that way we should be able to move it, or even just dump the rest of it on the ground. But we don't want to. That water trailer will actually hold about 4,500 litres, but the trailer will not. We have done it a couple of times, but yeah, it just usually ends badly. So anyway, that's where we're up to. We got the electricians are here. The cable is not going to be here till a little bit later than what we thought. So that's yeah, it's probably going to be after lunchtime. So that's another couple of hours till the cable gets here. So basically, what you got to do is you roll out the cable, and then you got to put all the conduit over it. So that makes it, yeah, fairly labour intensive. There is actually, I did get a couple of questions why we wouldn't just make up a system for the D11 to yeah, just have a pipe layer on the back of it, of the ripper, and that usually works perfectly fine when you're just doing pipe, but we're doing electrical as well, so it just makes it a little bit more tricky. And yeah, doing it this way, we can yeah, you can just make sure everything's right. You don't know sometimes when whether you're putting in pipe with a ripper that goes that deep. You know, it might pull on the joiners, and the joiners might pop, or you need to get someone out to join them properly, as in melt the pipes together, and just so they don't have joins underground and different things like that. So it gets a bit tricky because it's putting a lot of tension on the pipe as you're laying it. So
as down the track, as the pipe shrinks and expands due to the heat and different things, you do get a lot of issues with popping and splitting pipes and joiners getting popped. So yeah, that's the... I'll probably turn that into a long story, but that was meant to be the short story. But the little trenching bucket that's on the... Well, it's actually a big trenching bucket, I guess, but it yeah, it's very, very universal for us. We can do quite a bit with that now. So that makes it, yeah, makes it a good option to have that option anyway, just whatever we're doing. So and it's pretty quick. It doesn't take a long time doing the trench, and it's probably similar time to some other machines, but we're going a lot deeper and it's a lot bigger trench. So yeah, it's certainly paying for itself. But anyway, what Phil's doing at the minute is particularly in this darker soil, so the black soil, the sides of the trench has caved in a little bit overnight. So yeah, they've just got to come back over it and clean them out again. So you can see there's a bit of a collapse. We'll just move over to where it's not quite so noisy, but we just went away from the bore a bit to dump a bit of water so we don't end up with a big mud pile where we want to work. So currently it looks like we're irrigating the crop, but we certainly don't need to do that. You can still see all the bits of yellow, got a bit of a yellow tinge, and that it's been pretty wet. It'd certainly take a while to water the crop this way. Having fun? Well guys, the other thing going on here is we've got the lift rams for Tiny Tot. They've been redone, and yeah, they were just brought back there before, so Josiah and Johnny are going to go and fit them. A little bit easier to manhandle than the other rams we're used to. So yeah, no, that should be good. I was just starting to piddle out pretty bad there, so that'll be good to get that sorted. Well guys, as you know, we try things so you guys know what not to do, but we've found the limit of a 46 ton excavator trencher. When it's a bit soft, it just keeps caving in and you can't get it back in it. But it's mainly just this soil type here. The rest of it's been fine. Yes, in certain soil types it's a bit of a nuisance. It was all fine until it did just a little sections of it caved in overnight. So because it's a bit of a floodway here, or had been a long time ago, yeah, it's all had the black dirt wash over the top, so there's only maybe 2 foot of black dirt, and then it goes to some sort of sandy, light sort of soil, so it's not overly stable. Anyway, we'll keep going. I think Phil's just going to knock the sides in where he thinks it might cave in at a later date, so we don't have to do this again. While Phil's finishing cleaning that trench, what I'm going to do is I'll probably have to join a few slings together, and yeah, we'll try and go right around this tank. There is a couple of different ways you can do it. You could go in the inlet and the outlet there and just put a little loop around that, but then it's only hanging on to not much plastic, and there will be a bit of water still in the bottom here. We'll try and drain as much out as we can, but yeah, you can see down there there's still probably more than that, probably three or more inches. So yeah, we just need to get most of the water out we can, but if we run a sling around the whole side of it and then lift it up, we might even be lifting it up on its side, but that's probably going to be the safest way to do it. But anyway, I'll get these slings ready and we'll experiment, I think. Righto, now we're pulling the cable through. Would it be funny if I drove on the cable? Well, while all the electrical stuff's happening, Dad's off on Tiny Tot. You can see a bit of a plume of smoke or dust or ash. He's having fun. I'll see if I can sneak the drone over and see what he's up to. Well, I've got to be a bit of a party pooper and head off and do one load of spray while the wind is in the right direction. Basically, we're just going to keep going on with the electrical there. That's actually not too far from being done, and then it's all just going to get kicked in the trench and then roll out the poly pipe. So that's yeah, it's getting pretty close to the majority of it's all done. So we're pretty pleased with that. Might have to leave it there for this video. Just remember to hit the like button if you enjoy the videos, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see what we're doing in the next one.